Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany Rao from the Department of Special Education here at Cal State Fullerton, and I'm here to talk to you today about a career in special education, specifically teaching special education. I myself have a bachelor's degree in psychology. Several of our students and a couple other faculty started out with a bachelor's in psychology. I think it is a very complementary background to bring into special education. Personally, I might be biased, but I think that people with a background in psychology make some of the best special education teachers. For one thing, we tend to be very good at creating a social emotionally healthy environment where students can really thrive. That was something I really enjoyed doing as a teacher, was just creating this very enriching environment where students felt good about themselves and felt good about their learning. Second, we tend to be very good at forging positive relationships with families of students with disabilities from a place of understanding and empathy and non-judgment, which is really key. And finally, I think that with my background in psychology, I've always been very fascinated with the human mind. And that's been really complementary. I looked at my job as sort of like a puzzle to be solved. I would look at each of my students in the context of how they learned and their disability and their emotional makeup and their developmental stage and individual personalities, and then think about what instructional tools and strategies were really going to make things click for them. And that was such an exciting part of the job and so rewarding when I would see those aha moments for my students and start seeing them make a lot of progress. Becoming a special education teacher is a very meaningful job, and also you will never have a boring day. You will come home with the best stories because kids are hilarious. That was one of my favorite parts. That was one of my family's favorite parts of me being a special ed teacher, was getting to hear all of the stories and things that took place during my day. Also, it's an opportunity to really make a positive, lasting impact in the lives of your students. And on kind of the grander scheme of things, you get to play a role in making the world a more accessible place for people with disabilities. Also, there is a teacher shortage. There's always been a teacher shortage in special education. It gets better, it gets worse. Right now, we are really feeling the shortage. And so that's part of why we're doing this outreach. We really want to spread the word and see if we can pique some interest. So by becoming a special education teacher, you would be playing a role in helping to mitigate the teacher shortage, but you'd also be pretty much guaranteed job security, which is great. Now, just because there is a teacher shortage doesn't mean it's easy. It's not like they'll take anybody who wants to do it, right? There are exams to be passed. You've got to work hard in the program. It is rigorous, our credential program, but we give you a ton of support. We cheer you on every step of the way. By and large, our students do very well in the program. And it's interesting and really engaging and fun. So you work hard, but it's a good type of working hard. Because there is a teacher shortage, one of the steps that the state has taken, and they've been doing this for a long time, is you could actually begin teaching while you are getting your credential. This is called the intern option. It takes a little bit of legwork ahead of time to become qualified to start teaching while you're getting your credential, but it's a really nice option. That was a big sell for me because when I was a senior and graduating, I just really wanted to get a start on my career and start making money. So the intern option allows you that opportunity. Like I said, you've got to do a little bit of work ahead of time. You've got to take our prereqs and get admitted to our program and take 2 other classes to get intern ready. But it is possible to take those classes prior to being admitted to the program. So essentially you could kind of do that work ahead of time, and then right when you start the program, if you feel ready, you could look for a teaching job. Let's talk about salary. Starting salary right now, at the time of this recording, this is 2023, starting salary right now in the Fullerton School District. I chose that one because this is Fullerton, but all of the salary schedules are public information. You can just Google any district and look up their teacher salaries. Starting salary first year teachers in Fullerton make $61,000 a year. And that's if you're an intern, that's if you're just brand new, that's your starting salary. After about 5 years, the salary goes up to $71,000. That's if you don't have a master's degree. If you do get a master's degree after your credential, I'll talk about that in a moment, your salary would be $76,500. So quite a difference between $71,000 and $76,500. Again, that's after 5 years with or without a master's. After 10 years, you're looking at $85,000 without a master's and $92,000 with a master's. A master's degree not only makes you more of an expert in the field, but it also gives you that earning potential. We also offer a master's degree program in addition to our credential program. It is about 2 years roughly, all online. So that's a great thing to kind of keep in the back of your mind if you are interested in this field. We offer 3 credentials. We offer an early childhood special education credential. That's if you're interested in working with babies, toddlers, up through transitional kindergarten. And the focus is on early intervention. Some teachers might work in schools, others might provide in-home services, just depending on the position. We also offer a credential in mild to moderate support needs and in teaching extensive support needs. Both of those start at kindergarten or transitional kindergarten up through young adulthood. So elementary, middle school, high school, and adult education. Mild to moderate support needs, this qualifies a teacher to teach students. Typically, you're looking at students with learning disabilities, dyslexia, high functioning autism, the emotional behavioral disorders, and some things like that. That's just to name a few. These are students who need some extra help learning academic skills or some social skills. And then the extensive supports needs credential qualifies someone to teach students with more intensive needs, students who are on the lower functioning or higher severity, kind of end of the spectrum of disability. The focus is on functional life skills, functional academics, with the goal being independent living. We are really in a shortage on extensive support needs teachers. So if that kind of interests you, we really need people in that area. We need people across the board, but that one is really having a shortage right now. Our credential program is about 1 to 2 years, depending on how much work you do ahead of time. Like I said, there are a couple of classes that you can take before getting into the program. So some of our students come and they've taken everything they can until admission to the program, and then they get through it in about a year. If you don't have all of that done, that's okay. It'll just take a little bit longer. And also you can go part-time, so you don't have to rush through and go full-time. You can go part-time, do what works for you. If you are interested or you think you might be interested, a couple of ways to get your feet wet. If you're an undergrad and you have a little bit of wiggle room in your electives, check out our prerequisites and see if any of those might be able to count for one of your electives. That's a great way to just see if the content interests you. And if it does, you've already got one of the prereqs out of the way. Or you are welcome to come to one of our classes. Contact me and I will hook you up. We would love to have you. You can come for 15 minutes or stay the whole time, participate, don't participate. And then that way you can kind of just get a taste for it just by popping into one of our classes. I'm going to give you my email in a moment. Another great way to see if it's a fit for you is you can get a job called an instructional aide in a school district. And this is a job where you're working and you're supporting a special ed teacher in the classroom. If you were to start out as a substitute instructional aide, you could get experience in mild to moderate and extensive support needs. And probably a little bit of early childhood as well, like in a preschool. And that way you could kind of see which one is a good fit for you. So if you're interested in that, check a website. It's edjoin.org, edjoin, edjoin.org, and you can search for all education jobs on there, including instructional aid. You would look up instructional aid or special education aid. And then finally, we have several overviews coming up. Let me just share right here. Here we go. So if you would like to learn more, you can visit our website through this QR code right here. We have a list of overview meetings. They are on Zoom. We have several coming up, so you can check that schedule, and that will really give you a lot of details about our program and about being a special ed teacher. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If I'm not the person that can answer, I will get you in touch with who can, and we would love to hear from you. So thank you so much for your time.